Good morning, namaste, and welcome. It's the 10th day of yoga, and in the song, it's 10 lords a leaping. So we will be practicing Hanumanasana today, Hanuman's pose. He is a lord in the Hindu tradition, and in one of the stories, he takes a giant leap across the ocean to rescue the Princess Sita. Now, when he took this leap, he had to draw upon his courage. And courage is not the absence of fear, but courage is taking your fear with you and acting skillfully anyway. I got this t-shirt the other day because it said fearless and I liked it. And I looked at it later and I like the way it's presented. It's not fearless all one word, but it's fearless. And I feel like this is a great challenge for us in times of fear and doubt and uncertainty. Can we take our fear and not try to suppress it or imagine that it doesn't really exist, but can we take our fear and maybe put it in the back seat of the car so it's coming along for the ride, but it's not at the driver's seat at the wheel. And in this way, we can act with courage skillfully in the world. Sit well. Turn your thigh bones in, root your tailbone down, and lift up through your side ribs. Take the heads of your arm bones back. Close your eyes. And connect into your breath. With each breath in, invite in a sense of courage. And with each exhalation, fear less. Release some of the excess or irrational fear that you might be experiencing today. And know that ultimately you are in control. When you act from a place of courage, your heart expands, and you remember that you are connected to divine consciousness, supreme energy, and that you can accomplish amazing things. Bring your palms together in front of your heart, and let's chant an Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Slowly release your hands, open up your eyes, and let's get ready to move. For our practice today, it will be helpful to have 2 blocks, a strap, and a blanket to sit on. We're going to begin, let's begin in table position. So come to hands and your knees. Line up. Palms are shoulders distance apart. The centers of your wrists line up with the outer edge of the shoulders, and your knees line up right underneath your hips. Begin to move into cat and cow. As you inhale, press your inner thighs back, turn your sitting bones up, lift your chest. And then as you exhale, draw in. Draw your tailbone forward, round your spine, tuck your chin. And inhale, look up. Exhale, look inward. You want to, when you go inward, you tap into your courage. And then when you look out, you can courageously shine out into the world. You can take action. The next time you come back to neutral position, step your right foot forward. And here's where right away you might want your blocks. You can put your hands up on blocks, one on either side of your right foot, be up on your fingers, and start to move your hips forward and backwards. So each time you go forward, your pelvis reaches down, and then when you move your hips back, you're trying to straighten that front leg. Having the blocks under your hands helps you keep your heart lifted a bit more and gives you more space to move. So never feel that the blocks are a problem. The props are never a problem. They're a tool that you can use to help create more opening, more space, and feel better. Good. Let's switch legs. Take the left foot in front now, in between your blocks, and continue to move You can coordinate this movement with your breath. Inhale, come forward, lift your heart, and then exhale and press back to straighten your left leg. Great. And return to table pose. You can set your blocks aside for the time being. And grab your strap and come down onto your back. So Hanumanasana is a big hamstring stretch. So we're going to start with some easier hamstring stretching. If you don't have a strap, no worries. You can use your hands. First, lie down comfortably. Find the natural curve of your spine so it's not too flat. You've got a little curve, and then draw your tailbone towards your feet. That lengthening of the tailbone creates more space in your low back. All right, we'll take the right leg up. You can bring the strap around the ball of your foot. And if you don't have a strap, you can clasp your hands behind your right thigh. Start with the left leg bent for now. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, remember, you're connected to a bigger picture. And then firm your leg muscles. Pull your leg in towards your pelvis. Press your thigh bones into your hamstrings. And then lightly lengthen your tailbone towards your feet. Good. If you wish, you can stretch your left leg down on the floor. And now, with courage, shine out, expand out from the core of your pelvis. Reach out through the balls of your feet. And from the core of your pelvis, extend long through your spine and reach out through the crown of your head, the top of your head. Then reconnect to the breath as we hold this lying leg stretch. Remember, you want to breathe in courage. And as you breathe out, fear less. You got this. Great. One more breath. And then release. You can bend your knees. And we'll switch sides. So start with the right foot on the floor, right leg bent. Take your left leg up. Belt around the ball of your foot. Take a full deep breath. Get nice and bright inside. And draw the shoulders back. Soften. Yeah. And then engage. Pull in. Draw into the pelvis. From your left foot, pull down with the strap or with your hands. So you feel energy coming into the powerful center of your body. And then from there, you can expand back out. So you can stretch the right leg down and expand courageously into yourself. Expand into life. When we're able to fear less, then you can do more in life, right? It's not that you're trying to not be respectful of fear, because fear is a survival mechanism. It's protective, helps keep you out of danger. So you don't really want to be fearless. That would create a sense of being reckless. But I think if we can learn to fear less, we'll experience joy and love more. I'm down with that. All right, release your left leg down. Great. And now come on back to your table pose. And step your right foot forward. You don't need the blocks this time. Well, you might want the blocks. We're going to come into a straight leg lunge. So lift your back knee. Now in this position, pull in from your feet into the core of your pelvis. Draw into your center. And then with courage, expand out. Push out through your back foot. Push forward through your right knee. So your right shin is perpendicular to the floor. And then you can also shine the light of your heart forward courageously. Great. And then step back into downward facing dog. Pull up from your hands into your heart. Draw up from your feet. up towards the heart. And then from the heart, again, expand. Good. Step forward now with your left foot into lunge. We'll do the same thing. Pull in from the feet. So you scissor your legs towards each other. You get stronger, you get powerful. And then you expand out from the pelvis. Reach back through the inner edge of your right foot and bring your left shin more forward. Lift your heart. Very good. And then place your hands again, step back, downward facing dog. Okay, right foot forward. You can lift it up in the back and take a big step through. And now, blocks under your hands. We'll bend and straighten the front leg. So exhale, straighten your right knee. Inhale, bend, come back to lunge. Do this a few times. And then the next time you straighten, we're going to hold. In this position, you're up on the toes of your back foot. You can flex the front foot, try to lift the toes of your front foot. That helps you create more engagement in your legs. And then pull in from the soles of your feet. Draw up into the core of your pelvis. So you feel strong, powerful. Press your inner thighs back. And then lengthen your tailbone down. Then courageously expand. Try to make your legs longer. And in this, we're starting to approximate Hanuman's pose, like we're taking a leap across the ocean. And then courageously stretch from the pelvis to your heart and out to the top of your head. Then exhale. If you want to go deeper, you can fold over the front leg. Maybe bring your hands to the floor if they reach. Bow your forehead toward your shin. And then come back up. Bend your right leg. And step your left foot forward. Take the right leg way back now. And we'll do this whole series on the second side. I like to be on fingertips rather than flat palms. Helps keep the shoulders more integrated. So shift front to back. When we practice yoga, I think we're also practicing being, well, not fearless, but fearing less, right? We put ourselves into challenging positions on purpose. And we know that that helps to create strength and flexibility and resiliency. All those things that, are required if we're going to act courageously. Next time you straighten the left leg, we're going to pause there. Flex your foot, lift your left toes off the floor, draw up from the right foot up to the pelvis and square your hips. Bring that right outer hip crease a little more forward. Pull the left hip crease back. And then try to press both of your thigh bones back. Then tailbone comes in. And then expand. Make your legs longer. Make your spine longer. Reach your heart forward with that sense of courage. And then on your next exhalation, you can go a little deeper. Fold over your left leg. Maybe bring your hands off the blocks to the floor if they reach. And then on your next inhalation, come up. Bend your left knee. Step your right foot forward. And then bow into Uttanasana. You're standing forward fold. As you hold Uttanasana, hands can be on the blocks or hands to the floor. Draw in, draw up. Lift your toes, pull up from the soles of the feet, up into the core of your pelvis. Press your inner thighs back, draw your tailbone in, and then lengthen.
Make your legs longer, make your spine longer. Reach the top of your head down towards the earth. Take some slow, deep breaths. Inhale courageously. Exhale. Release fear. Release the hold that the fear has on you. Good. Then press down into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up and stretch your arms out to the sides and up over your head. And then exhale, release your hands, bring your hands to your waist. Take a big step back now with your left foot. Bend the right knee, put your left heel down for Virabhadrasana 1. This is Warrior 1. And Vira means courage. So we pull up from the feet, draw the energy up into the core of your pelvis, press your inner thighs back, and then take the tailbone down. Lift up through your side ribs, take heads of your arm bones back, and now stretch your arms up alongside your ears. And then with courage to be yourself, do your own pose, your own way, you shine out. You root down from your pelvis into your feet and rise up from the pelvis, up through the spine, out into your fingertips. Exhale, release, hands to hips, and then step forward. Second side, take a breath, take the right leg back. Place your heel down. Your foot turns out just part way, not all the way out to the side. That allows you to keep your hips squaring to the front. Strong legs, pull in and up. Scissor your legs towards each other. Feel how that helps you engage into the core of your pelvis. And then thigh bones back, tailbone in. Rise up through the spine, heads of arm bones back. Stretch your arms out and up. And here, imagine you're leaping across the ocean. Leaping into the unknown. Right? It's scary. You take your fear with you when you're, expanding into new horizons. Exhale, release your arms down, hands to hips, push off with the back foot, and step forward. Good. Inhale, reach both arms up, and exhale, fold to Uttanasana. Inhale, come up halfway. And then exhale, walk your feet back, and bring your knees down to the floor. Keep your blocks here. All right. We're ready. Bring your right foot up in between the blocks. We'll do Anjaneyasana first. Anjaneya is another name for Hanuman. And this will be a great quad stretch too. So shift your hips forward and down towards the floor. Tuck your back toes under. This helps you tap in a little more strongly. It helps you pull in. So draw energy from your feet up through your legs into your pelvis. Like drag your left knee forward a bit and isometrically drag your right heel back. Good. Then bring your hands to your hips. Lift up through your side ribs, heads of arm bones back. Good. Extend your arms out to the sides and reach up. Now challenge yourself to go a little deeper. Maybe move your right foot a little more forward so you can lower your pelvis a little closer to the earth. But keep your hips square. Keep pulling the left hip forward. Pull the right outer hip back. And then lift up. Courage to rise even when fear is present. Exhale, release, hands to the blocks. Switch your legs. Take your right knee to the mat, left foot forward. Keep your back toes turned under. When you point the foot, I feel like you lose some integration in the back leg. The hip might roll out to the side a bit. When you keep your toes curled under, you can keep your back heel easily pointing straight up towards the sky. Draw in from the feet. Scissor your legs. Get strong. Shift your hips forward. Even though your hips are coming forward, you try to press your inner thighs back and then the tailbone down, shoulders back, and stretch your arms up. Now from the core of the pelvis, expand. And from the core of the pelvis, lift and rise up. Exhale, hands down. Good. And then come on back to table pose for a moment and sit back on your heels. This is another hero's pose. This is Virasana. So you're sitting on your heels. You try to point your toes straight back. Don't let the heels go apart and toes come together. So just stretch, kind of flare the little toes out to the sides. And you can bring your hands to your thighs. If this is too intense on your knees, then you can wedge your block between your shins and your butt. And that gives you a little more space in your knees there. But just take a moment to regroup. And if fear is arising, right, if you feel like fear is grabbing hold of the steering wheel, you put it in the back seat, you stick the 5-point harness on it, and you say, okay, fear, you're coming with me. I'm in control. I got this. All right, this is just a nice way to give yourself a little quad stretch and stretch your feet. Sit up nice and tall, lift your heart up towards the sky. Call upon that courage, right? It's always inside of you because you're tapped into this bigger energy. And then come on forward. Bring your block out in front of you. All right, here's where your blanket may come in handy for Hanumanasana. It'll be a nice hip wedge. So you can fold it into a little square shape. Hands to your block. Step your right foot forward as we just did for Anjaneyasana, and let's turn the back toes under. All right, now take the right leg and stretch it out in front. Yeah, good. Okay, so now you know where we're going. We're going to a split, or approximating a split. And that can be a little bit fearful, be a little bit scary. We know it's intense and challenging. So call upon your own sense of courage, your own sense of accomplishment. You can do this. We're approximating Hanuman's pose today. First, take a breath and remember your courageous heart. Then engage, pull in, drag, isometrically pull back from your right heel and your left knee. Feel the engagement and the strength in your legs. Move your thigh bones back, draw your tailbone in, and then stretch the right foot a little more forward. Now take your blanket or your block, you're going to wedge it underneath your right hip and gradually lower down. Walk the blocks in. Yeah, so you're going to sit on your blanket. And if you need more, you put the block underneath or on top of the blanket, right? And you have a nice stable foundation. Check out your back leg. Make sure your heel points straight up and your thigh goes straight back. It's not going out to the side. Pull in from your feet, drawing it up to the core of your pelvis. And now from the core of your pelvis, courageously expand out. Stretch down into your legs and your feet. Lift your chest. And if you can let go of the blocks, take your arms up. And here you are, leaping across the ocean in a heroic gesture to rescue Sita. Awesome. And then come on down. Ooh, getting out of this one can be a challenge. So if you swing your leg kind of around to the side, that's one way. Ooh, come back to table, reset your blocks up, put your blanket over the other side where you know you're going to want to have it ready to go under your hip. Okay, and now left foot in front. Roll your back thigh in, make sure your heel points straight up towards the ceiling. It doesn't roll in, it's not rolling out, it's right there in the center. Take a breath, tap in. Big picture here, right? The big picture is not how flexible your hamstrings are, but how you're able to use your practice to expand and grow. Pull in from your feet and your front foot and your back knee. Energize your legs. Roll your thighs in, move your sitting bones apart, and then draw the tailbone down. It's going to help you get a little deeper into the hip. Walk your left foot forward so that you can come up onto the heel and flex your foot, straighten that left leg, and then blanket or blocks under the left hip. Good. And you take a few breaths. Keep pulling in from your feet to the core of your pelvis, and then from the core of the pelvis, you expand out. You reach out through the balls of your feet. Good. And then courageously see if you can let go of the block, maybe one hand, maybe both hands, arms up, and shine out brightly. When you fear less and you stop playing small, you share your courageous life with the world. So wonderful. All right. When that feels complete, push down into your hands, bend your front knee, maybe swing it around to the side if you need to, and then come to child's pose. You can move your blocks out of the way, separate your knees apart, bring your big toes together, and sit back. Make a pillow with your arms for your forehead if your head doesn't comfortably come to the floor. And enjoy a few slow, deep breaths. And then when you're ready, transition onto your back and hug your knees up into your chest. And here you can gently rock a bit from side to side. Good. Release your feet down. And let's stretch out for a few minutes of Shavasana. Take your legs long. And place your hands, put one hand on your low belly and one hand up by your heart. And breathe deeply. When you breathe slowly and deeply, you release your body from the grip of the sympathetic nervous system. Right? It's like we're telling ourselves, fear less because I'm safe. I can breathe slowly and all is well. So you breathe down into the belly hand first, and then up into the hand by your chest. And as you exhale, release the top of the lungs first, and then at the end of your exhalation, the belly will fall towards your spine. Invite your breath to be slow and rhythmic. Invite your whole body now to rest. Like the threat, is over. We're resting now. There's no need to continue to engage your muscles. There's no need to hold the stress and the tension. Just let go. Fear less. Feel the expansion of your heart. And if you have more time to rest in Shavasana, please feel free to do so. Take as much time as you need. Enjoy the stillness, the steadiness, the ease. And when you're ready, you'll simply bend your knees and roll to your side.
And make your way up to a seated position. Sit in a way that expresses your courageous heart. Turn your thighs back in. Lengthen your tailbone down. Lift your heart. Lift your heart with courage. Take the heads of the arm bones back and expand out from the center of your being. Shine your light out into the world. Bring your palms together now in front of your heart and bow your head. And remember, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking your fear along with you and acting skillfully. And this is yoga. Yoga is living your most expansive, skillful life. So thank you for your practice today, and namaste.